Us is the new film directed by Jordan Peele and tells the story of a family of four on vacation to their lakeside house who, after a trip to the Santa Cruz beach, find themselves stalked by another family made up of their doppelgängers. So I'll say straight away that I thought Get Out was good. Just good. I didn't really understand why it was so highly praised. I mean, it's really well made and it's creepy and the story is entertainingly bonkers, but I understand that it speaks to a different life experience than my own, so maybe that's why I didn't really fully get it. But I still liked it. And the trailers for this look good. It also looked creepy, and I love the music they played in it, and I love that they play that music in the film. I really hate it when movies don't do that. Like, I remember the Aquaman trailer just got me absolutely hyped up for that film, and then I came out of Aquaman, having just seen it, humming the music from the trailer, even though it didn't play in the film.
Your mother always knew you were special.
So I was looking forward to seeing this, and I just had the flu, so this is the first time I'm leaving the house in like a week, so thank God it's good. Like, just the premise is great. This idea, it reminds me of a Shyamalan film. I mean, it's very different, but it definitely has similar vibes to Unbreakable and Split and that other one. All the actors are doing a good job, and we get to see them each play the two very different roles of a member of the Wilson family and a member of the Doppelganger family. Winston Duke, who other than Michael B. Jordan was probably the best part of Black Panther, plays the father, and he's a lot of fun. After he was on screen for about 2 minutes, I thought, yep, that's Clark Griswold. I mean, he's not as bad as Chevy Chase's Clark, but the attitude and the things he says and his enthusiasm for the family vacation, and he's a dork, and the suffering wife and kids, it's great. I mean, are we sure that this isn't some kind of reboot idea that has been retooled by some mad genius? Lupita Nyong'o is the most central character. She's the mother and she's really good. I've been waiting to see this actress be standout good in something ever since I saw her in 12 Years a Slave. I didn't think that was that good a performance, and ever since I've only seen her in things like Star Wars and the Jungle Book and Black Panther, where she really isn't given a lot to do. In this film she gets a ton of stuff to do, so now I know, hey, she is a good actress. Good for her. A problem I had was the voice that's used whenever her doppelganger speaks. Whenever she started talking like that, a lot of people in the audience started laughing, and I don't think that that was the intention. The kids are fine, they're not given a lot to say, but they have a lot of physical work to do in both roles. But the real star here is Jordan Peele. He's really good at directing this kind of stuff. He knows how to create the right mood, where it's really scary and tense, but a lot of it is also kind of funny, and the humor comes from the characters, but also from the scary things, kind of like you'd see in Evil Dead 2, but much more subtle. The scene where the doppelgangers first show up is the best scene in the whole thing. I just love the reactions of the family. I love the way the mother just straight away is like, no, something's not right. That's not right. That's fucking creepy. Where's the phone? I'm calling the cops. That's the appropriate response in this situation. Lock the door. No one's going anywhere. We're not going outside. Hello? Cops are on the way. Because I'm sitting there thinking the exact same thing, and then the father leaves the house to go out and try to talk to the doppelgangers because he hasn't realised that he's in a Jordan Peele film yet. Oh, bless his wee heart. Like with most of these horror films, my mindset isn't focused on trying to figure out what's going on as much as I'm trying to suss out if this is a sort of film that is eventually going to explain what's going on. So basically, is the film a Psycho or a Shining? This film's a Psycho. They do eventually reveal what's happening and who these people are. The problem I had was they didn't really explain it fully. Most of the explanation is given out in one big chunk of exposition, but the details are only really glanced over. Especially a detail about certain people controlling certain other people. I don't really want to give too much away. I would understand if it wasn't important to know these details, but the way the film presents them really makes it seem like it is important. And honestly, a lot of it sounds a bit ridiculous. It might have been better if it was just an unexplained phenomena, but who knows. The film's quite violent, but it's not too visceral. There's lots of blood, but most of the hard-hitting stuff happens like behind things or in the shadows and out of focus backgrounds, or they cut away from it. It might have been a bit off tonally if they'd went for hard-to-watch realistic murders. I think that the first half is better than the second. The prologue is another standout scene, and the introduction of all the family members and the setup to the introduction of the doppelganger family is all terrific stuff. There's this really subtle rising tension where you're just waiting because you know that some weird shit is about to happen, and then it does. The whole film's good, but I felt that once they changed the setting away from the family's lake house, it's still good, but it becomes a different movie. The tone changes to more over-the-top horror, and there's lots of like zombie movie tropes and that sort of thing. Whereas before, it felt more like something like Funny Games, where one of our main characters could have died at any moment. Like, that could have happened. It felt like that could have happened. Where before there was dread, now it's not really as scary. There are a few reveals throughout, but the very last one of the film, I was annoyed that I got straight away. Like in the first few minutes of the film, I guessed what this was going to be. Which was really disappointing because I actually try to turn my brain off to things like that, because I know that for me it's going to be far more entertaining if I just don't see it coming at all. But I got this one so quickly that I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of other audience members were right there with me. The reveal changes how you look at the film, but it doesn't really change the plot at all. And for the big finale, it doesn't really mean as much as it seems to imply. There's a lot going on in this, lots of details. This film is ripe for analysis. Like, the title can be read as Us or US. The names of the doppelgangers and the family sound significant. Hints and clues are scattered throughout. Things like the number 1111, first we see it written down, and then it appears on an alarm clock. And at one point, I'm pretty sure I heard a sports announcer on the TV say it out loud. There were probably more than I missed, but they're in there. When they're first asked who they are, one of the doppelgangers says, "We're Americans." The doppelgangers are also sometimes referred to shadows, which made me think of the Jungian archetype of the shadow. Thank you to Fraser for introducing me to Jung.
The keen observer yesterday would have noticed that I left the apartment wearing 2 shades of black. Explanation, please.
And thank you to The Simpsons for teaching me all those years ago what Hands Across America was.
Except for huge gaps in the western states, Hands Across America was a complete success.
Hands across America.
All the things that the doppelgangers say and do is weighted by deeper meaning and cultural context. This film is screaming out to be watched again and analysed. It's also really well shot. It looks great. I really like the scenes that are shot in the dark, where you know what's happening but you can't really fully see what's going on. There's lots of long takes that swivel around the room to take in everything that's happening, and they add to the character's feeling of disorientation. They're really good setups and payoffs as well. Things like the way the boat keeps cutting out, and then the way that it starts up again. So if you're paying attention, you know what's about to happen before it does. And it's great suspense, and it's fun. I'm going to give Us an A-. I can't say they fully got it, but I really enjoyed it. There's a lot to unpack with this, maybe too much, but it's one of those what the fuck is going on films that is just so well made and coherent that a lot of people will like it. And it's not as important, I think, that you don't get everything that's happening. Now, even more than before, I'm just so looking forward to this new Twilight show that Jordan Peele is developing. He seems like the perfect person to do it after this and Get Out, which could easily be described as like extra long episodes of the Twilight Zone. Thank you very much for watching my review. Please like and subscribe and follow me on Twitter at LukeToTheMovies. Please comment down below and let me know if you've seen Us, what you thought of it, if you agree or disagree with any of my points, if you have any points of your own. Please comment down below. And let me know, what horror film would you like to see Jordan Peele remake? I'll be back soon with more reviews. Hopefully I'll be feeling better and my face won't be as red as it is right now. And I'll see you then.